So I sat down and thought to myself during the little bit of a content drought that we're experiencing after War for Wakanda, how can I make an Avengers video that's engaging and interesting? And I thought, of course, I want to talk about each character and why I like them and dislike them. It's a tier list, baby. It's always a tier list. Welcome to the definitive Marvel's Avengers character tier list. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong, but feel free to, honestly. Like, you're not actually wrong. I'm memeing, I swear. But yeah, you're wrong. No, but seriously, the link to this will be down in the description if you want to play along, make your own tier list as we go, or just do it yourself on your own time. Feel free, it's down there. So let's jump right into it. And of course, I think we should start with Black Panther, as he is the most recent character to come out. Where does T'Challa actually belong on this tier list? Well, that's a really good question. There's a lot to love about the character, and honestly, there's some stuff that I don't love. I think the pounce is amazing. I think his movement is super fun. He's like a better Captain America when you move around with him. He's literally just improved Captain America. He can both hack and smash things, so you can get any kind of chest that's locked behind things. It's just like kinda OP, but his moveset doesn't scream OP to me, but his movement and everything else does. But just because I don't think he's broken to play doesn't mean he's not incredibly fun to play. I think even though he might not be the best hero in the game, he gets S tier from me just because he is sick as hell to play, and he really does make me feel like Black Panther. And I guess we'll just keep cruising along in order here, why not? It just kind of auto-populated this order, and we're gonna go with Black Widow next, of course. Black Widow, honestly, is actually pretty fun to me. I think I played her the most other than my main, which we'll get to. She is actually a good time. I think she's pretty fun. In my mind, there were a couple of characters that Crystal Dynamics started with when they started development, and I feel like Black Widow is one of them. She does have some of the worst traversal in the game, though. Right up there with Hulk, probably, as worst traversal in the game. So I'm gonna only give her an A because she could be more fun to move around as. Alright, we've come to Captain America, Steve Rogers, the big man himself, and I gotta say, I love Steve Rogers. I love this character. I love this character in this game. He's so much fun to play. He's got probably the best movement. That's why I like Black Panther so much, because they're very similar characters and how they move around. But what Steve has that Black Panther doesn't is his ability to throw a shield and like do cool as hell fucking shield tricks. His shield feels so fun. And the kick moves that he has and the combos that he has, I just think he's like the best character. And he feels so tanky too. He's a tank on top of all of that. Like, he's just so much fun to me. So he gets S tier easily. He's the best character in the game. In my opinion, he is the best character in the game. Feel free to disagree with me, but he is the best character in the game and you can't disagree with me. There's just facts. I just can't help it, man. Like, throwing the shield and having it bounce off 7 people and come back and then kicking it and having it bounce off more people is so fun, dude. Next up is Hawkeye. I don't know what happened to the image in the tier list here, but it got cut off, and I do know what happened. It's because it was too long, but I don't care. It's Hawkeye. And you know what? I think it only makes sense to compare the other Hawkeye to this Hawkeye, and we'll do them both kind of side by side, and I do have opinions on which one I think is more fun to play. Now, flavor-wise, I think Kate Bishop is much more interesting. I think she's a much more developed character in this game than Clint is so far, and that's probably just due to the fact that she looks cooler, and she has cooler, flavorful abilities, like being able to teleport. That's fun. That's cool. I like that a lot. But Clint just plays better for me. Like, he is way more fun to play as. He just has this sick combo where you shoot the bow from a distance and you hold the Y button down, and then you hold the Y button down again, and then you hold the Y button down again, and he just shoots a bunch of long-range like power attack arrows, and it's so good. It's so strong, and I just do that and everything dies, and then I win. And then he has the really good heal. Clint's just really, really good. Clint gets an easy A from me, like the movie Easy A. And Kate, just because I don't find her as fun to play, they have very similar styles, but I don't find myself enjoying Kate's gameplay nearly as much. I don't know, she feels less fluid to me. She is cooler, I have to admit. She is a cooler character, but I don't like to play her as much, and that's just, you know, because I prefer Clint. He's easier. I think Clint is easier to play, so I like to play him more. But if you like Kate more, that's totally valid. You're probably right, even, but I don't care. This is just my opinion. So now we get to Hulk, and I have to say, Hulk is, without a doubt, the worst character in the game in my mind. He's just no fun for me to play at all, and there's a lot of reasons why. He feels slow to move around as, his jump feels like a little skippity hoppity flippity floppity, and it's bad. He's got a really, really cool belly flop attack that could have been really strong, but it's weak as fuck and it doesn't do anything, so there's no reason to ever use it, and it looks ridiculous, especially because it doesn't do anything. I will say that his character is really fun in this game. I think Bruce Banner is very well developed in the story of this game, but he's just not very fun to play. He is tanky, and that's about it. Like, you heal as you punch things, and that's awesome, and that's flavorful to the Hulk. But out of the characters that are available, he is the last pick for me. Next up, we've got Iron Man, and Iron Man is a classic. Iron Man is a safe choice. He's a good pick. He's fun to play. His movement is, safe. It's just flying around. That's cool. Why not? It is honestly pretty smooth to fly around as him, but it's just, not exactly for me. It's not why I play this game. And for me, he's a little too squishy. He dies pretty quickly, and, he's the man in a metal suit. I feel like he'd live a little longer, but that's, just personal taste. Where does he go on this list? Honestly, I'm having a little trouble deciding if he's B or if he's C. I think he is on an equal playing field with Kate for me. I think I'd play them both an equal amount, so I'm gonna put him there. I do like his ranged abilities. They are fun. The laser beam attack that's straight out of Iron Man 2 gets me rock solid every time I use it. It's very fucking cool. And he is a very flavorful character, and he has some fucking awesome skins. For that reason alone, I play him a good amount, so he gets a B from me. Is it gonna make people mad that I like playing Black Widow more than I like playing Iron Man? And Bowman, is that gonna make people mad? I hope not. Now we've got Miss Marvel. And I'm gonna be honest here, I think Miss Marvel was also one of those characters that they focused on from the start and had to really make good, because you start as her, you play a lot of the campaign as her, and if she wasn't fun to play, the game would have done way worse than it did. So I think she is inherently fun to play as. I think her flavor behind her abilities and her speed jump that makes her over the map, it's really, really well done, and they put a lot of really, really good thought into this character. I want to put Miss Marvel in C tier to make my curve look better, but I just can't. She's too much fun to play. I think she's genuinely really strong. Her heal is really good. Her embiggen ability is really good. All of her abilities are just solid picks, and she's just pretty strong. I think the only reason that she might not see as much play as some of these other names is that these other names are older and more popular, and that's about it. So I'm gonna have to give her an A as well. I'm really the underdog boy here. I don't know what to say. I didn't know this coming in, but I'm not surprised either. So now we come to Thor Odinson, and I have to be honest with you here. Thor is the person I have played the second least, and that's not because he's bad, and that's not because he's not fun. It's just because I like playing every single character on this list just a little bit more than him. But with that said, I think Thor is really fun. I think the only reason I haven't played him as much as I haven't played him is because you unlock him at the very end of the story, and you get to play one mission with him, and then the story basically ends, and they just kind of do him really dirty. And that's not his fault, and his gameplay's pretty fun. It's just the story did him a little bit of a disservice, and that's unfortunate. And he has less skins than most of the other heroes at this point, and he's just been done pretty dirty, man. He's been done pretty dirty. So I won't do him so dirty, and I'll put him in B tier. And now you might have noticed that there is another name on this list, even though we've gotten through all of the playable characters thus far, and it is Spider-Man. And this Spider-Man does in fact represent the Spider-Man that is going to be released in Marvel's Avengers. And how am I going to rate him in this game that he doesn't exist in yet, you ask? Well, that's a very good question, and frankly, it's going to be really easy. Now, I want to give him an S because he's Spider-Man, and that's funny, because S for Spider-Man, that's true. Haha, very good. But I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in D tier, because I'm worried that he's not going to be good. And this is my prediction for how he's gonna play in the game when he releases. I'm trying to do the opposite of jinxing it, you know what I mean? By putting him in D tier, hopefully he will be good when he comes out. We'll pray. This is my vibes into the world to hopefully make Spider-Man a good character for all of us to play by predicting he's gonna be bad. See what you get it? You get it. I trust you get it. Now that I take another look at this, I think I wanna move everything down, just because then I'll have picked an S tier, and then everything else will be fitting. And none of these are bad. I want to make that very clear. D tier in this instance isn't shit, unplayable, don't play. It's more I don't really play them very often. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move all of these, and then this is actually way more accurate. And then I'll pick one of these two to move down. And I think it has to be Captain America, unfortunately, because like I said, I think, I like the shield. I like the shield play way more than I like the darts. So for ranged abilities and that alone, I think that's where Captain America pulls away. But with traversal, I think Black Panther does have an edge there. But for me and my own enjoyment, I get more out of playing Captain America. And maybe I'm just a simp for Steve Rogers, but There are worse things to be, I'll take that. But like I said, this tier list is down in the description, so if you disagree with me, tweet it at me, send it to me however you want, put it in my Discord server. I'd love to see what you guys think instead of me, because you're not me and you have your own opinions, and that's cool. Let's talk, man. Let's chat. And make sure that you comment down below and tell me that I'm wrong as well, because I love hearing that. Click on another video if you want. I make them quite often, once a week, and I also have been making a lot of TikToks lately. Maybe go follow me over there. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you guys in the next one. What? Nobody makes it this far in the video. If you're still here, you're the best. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Whew.